What's the plan then?
We'll go to the Winchester.
The pub.
Yeah, boy!
健闘を祈る。
人類に栄光あれ。
人類に栄光あれ。
人類栄光あれ。
Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Perps! Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Perps! Ha! Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Perps! Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Perps! How are you doing, everybody? Hello. Let's get the light down here. How is everybody? Hello. Happy birthday, Purples! In proper musical full-on fashion. Happy birthday, Purples! Happy birthday, Perps! Ahoy! Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Purply Perps. You're welcome, Purply Perps. Book, book, book. Hey, Sinister. How you doing? Sinister and the Shirato and the Whisk. The Whisk is in chat. The Whisk. The Whisk. The Whisk is in chat. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Purples. Happy birthday, Perps. Yeah, happy birthday, Purples. Hope everything is going well. I know you've just walked all the way downtown to do important things. Importanter things. Things that are importanter. Hargrim, hello. Manaringo. Manaringo is here. How are you doing? Who wants to be the first person to make Olivia say happy birthday to Purples? Who wants to be the first person to make Olivia sing happy birthday? How's everybody doing today? Are we all okay? Are we all okay? Are we all okay? Yeah, we have a little bit of this to do today. It'd be kind of self-serving. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was saying, like, who else? Who's going to be the person who makes Olivia sing happy birthday to Purples? I was going to paint a nun this weekend, but a friend tricked me into playing Abiotic Factory. What the bloody hell is Abiotic Factory? So I have not slept. Oh no! Is it a computer game? Is it a computer game? Happy birthday, Purples from the Whisk. Yeah, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Now, the last time we did a happy birthday, if you put happy birthday at the beginning of the Olivia message, she did sing happy birthday, which was weird. I'm sure that happened. It's a computer game. Nice. I did 3 videos over the weekend for Pantheon. Maybe 3 videos. Definitely 1 video. I don't know whether the other 2 videos were during the weekend or not. Yeah, how was everybody doing? What did everybody else get up to at the weekend? What did everybody else get up to? Oh, I did get... Ha ha ha! I have it! I have it! I have Blackstone Fortress! I've got Blackstone Fortress! Yeah! So I have the Blackstone Fortress as well, which I do need to open. So we'll probably open it now, actually, because it's got like 18 books in it, which is quite cool. I'll tell you what, Blackstone Fortress isn't half a really busy, heavy box compared to Curse City. Curse City came... It's tiny. It's got a tiny rule book, a board, like a tiny board on it, a small rule book, couple of cards, and that's about it. Blackstone Fortress, fucking full, weighs an absolute ton. So yeah, Blackstone Fortress. I'm excited again. I've kind of got over my grumpiness for getting rid of it. Yeah, I need to pick out the rule book. There's the rule book. Oh, we've got combat. Oh, my word. Oh, of course. Data sheets. Precipice. Oh, my word. Background. The story of Blackstone Fortress. Oh, my word. And then the final one, which is the instructions. The constructions, because we need constructions. Currently feeling a bit under the weather. No, Manaringo! That's not good, Manaringo. There we go. So we've got all the cool books. Here's Teeny Tiny doing a wonderful job of making you Horlicks and stuff. There we go. So there's all the books. Wow. Blackstone Fortress. I thought it was a really cool game. I was just sad that they didn't have any Necrons in it. I hope to do a lot more of these style. I do as well, actually. Yeah, I do as well. Picture a survival exploration crafting game set in the world of Half-Life 1. Oh, wow. How's your Monday? Going well, thank you. I've been painting lots of secret stuff, which has been great. Sending huggles to Teeny Tiny. You're sending hugs to Teeny Tiny, even though Captain Mannerings is not feeling very well. But doing okay. It's just the vaccination, mostly doing okay. Oh, have you had another COVID jabby thing? For the winter. Slade, how are you? Monday, yeah, Monday's been going very well, thank you. I've been doing some painting stuff. There's some painted models over here which look rather cool. Yeah, they're quite funky. You will see those at some point. I got this arrive. I got this arrive on Saturday. Thank you very much to Night Creature Flesh Tones. I'm not going to show the logo down here because, as somebody pointed out on Blue Sky, I probably shouldn't be actively promoting them. But I did get Night Creature Flesh Tones. So I have some use some dirty red in the shadows, some off-white and some vampiric flesh highlights, and magenta and things, and deep purple. So that will be quite cool. So we are planning. We're going to do all my Lust Warband for Trench Crusade is going to be in those tones, which should be quite good fun to do. Had the COVID jab to help protect us from protect us and the olds. Just vaccination doing okay. I'm doing good. Officially, I'm working right now and clearly not doing anything. Distracting myself from work like watching YouTube. Nice, Slave. Nice. So thank you very much, Slave, for watching on YouTube. Oh. Personally, I find people telling others not to promote and or use that brand is getting old. It's a challenge, right? Like it's because I hold a grudge, as like probably more than the next person, and their advertising thing. It's very difficult to explain when you post a picture up on Blue Sky saying thank you very much for the present from Christine, from my throne list. And I put it on my throne list, blah, blah, blah. It's very difficult to say, to try to explain that, yeah, I don't particularly agree with the company. However, somebody bought me the paints a while ago, and they're annoyingly good. So what do? Do you begrudgingly not buy very good paints, or do you get the paints begrudgingly despite the fact that the company has done some shit things in the past, and therefore you hold a grudge on them in the current day? Like I don't know where you stand on it, to be honest. So I think I'll just sort of do that. Like whenever I use it, like that's Tenebrous Grey, which is a really, again, it's an annoyingly nice colour. It's an annoyingly nice colour, and this one, that Vampiric Flesh, I don't know any other company that does that tone. That's really, really nice. Like it's so close to things like Bone White and Morghast Bone, but it's just not quite.
3 years, baby.
3 years. Oh, we got a Sexy Science Hannah is in the house. How is the Sexy Science Hannah? How are you doing? I think they had some misses in marketing, which are nowhere near bad enough to be called shit. I think they had some shocking decisions in marketing that you struggle to see why they thought it was a good idea. But yeah, like it's one of the.
HNN breaking news. 3 fucking years, baby. Fuck. Moo. Tongue.
Yes, 3 fucking years. Sexy Science Hannah, thank you very, very much indeed. I'm going to talk over the last little bit of the intro to try to make it so that I don't have to go back and delete that section. Thank you very, very much. Perfect timing on the intro. Perfect timing on the intro. I love your intro. Don't ever think that it's an annoying intro because I have to go back and erase it every time I do a YouTube video. It's awesome. I love it, and I don't mind just clicking 3 buttons to erase it. Doesn't Disney have Ferrier transformations? What? The same people who will harass people over using it are the same people using child labour clothes and drinking. Yeah. I mean, the genocide coffee and the child labour clothes are. I don't know. It's less. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. They're an annoyingly good paint range, and I've got lots of them now. And I haven't like whenever I do use them, because these are this colour. Where is it? This colour. That colour is the base tone for my Raven Guard, because it's a really, really nice tone. It's nearly Dark Reaper, but it's not. So whatever. Yeah. I fought my thoughts for a while on these, on like, so what am I supposed to do, because they are very, very good paints, and they paint beautifully. They paint really, really well. But what am I going to do? Not use them as a painter? Am I not going to use them because of one advert that annoyed everybody and annoyed me? What does that tell me? What does that say about me if I do use them? I don't know. They are AK non-interactive. So yeah. Anyway, there we go. That got out of the way. But however, this did arrive. So thank you very much to Christine for grabbing this off my throne list. If you want to have a look at the throne list, you can do !throne or !throne, because it is a throne list as well. In chat, and it will take you to the link. Yeah, we're gonna make use of these paints and do some. We're gonna do some Trench Crusade Demons, which will be really, really good fun. At some point. It says about you that you are someone who enjoys using good products. Yeah, they're paints. I think you're overthinking it. I mean, so they are paints, and I probably am overthinking it. However, I'm a person who streams on the internet and has everything that they do on the internet for everybody to see. So I have ummed and ahed, and I'm just saying that I've ummed and ahed about whether I should be using these or not. So there you go. Yeah, they are good. They're good paints. Uninstall Blue Sky, or at the very least stop listening to people who are on Blue Sky. No, I really like Blue Sky. Blue Sky's really cool. Hey, Teeny Tiny, how are you doing? Yeah, I like Blue Sky. Blue Sky's got some really cool. We have normality. Yeah, Blue Sky's got some cool stuff. Cool people on there. There's a lot less spam than on Twitter. I'm still on Twitter, which annoys, again, like me being on Twitter annoys like half the population, because apparently Twitter's the devil. But a lot of the companies that I like McLaren and Pantheon and Derby County and everything like that, are on Twitter. So that's where I go to find out all the kind of the latest stuff from those guys. I don't follow very many people on Twitter, so pretty much the only thing on my timeline are the people that I follow. Right, anyway. War Masters is here. No way! How you doing, dude? Green Stuff World are more scummy than in my AK upset people, but only question what it has. Yeah. I don't like Green Stuff World either, so they're the two. But yeah, anyway. Open Source Intelligence, the only time I go on there. Like it should be with the Russians, British Commonwealth, and Americans driving across and empty board. Yeah, so how is everybody doing? What's everybody up to? Trying to follow the subtext. I'm gathering this is something political. Oh, with the AK. So AK did an They did a advertising campaign where they said, "Do you want to?" Basically, they said, "Do you want to use products where you can replicate the Holocaust and the concentration camps, like the weathering and everything in the concentration camps? We've got the products for you." Shit like that. Which didn't go very well. I was watching a studio stream yesterday and referred to Green Stuff World as GSW, and I was like, an American GSW means gunshot wound. Yeah. Well, GSW means gunshot wound to me as well, because I watched CSI. I lived watching CSI for a long time. So yeah, GSW also means gunshot wound to me as well. Right. So what we need to do. A couple of bits from them before I knew anything about them. Yes. Anyway, we can fill an entire stream talking about that. However, let's not, and let's talk about cool shit instead. So let's shift the conversation over to cool shit, like Sisters of Battle, or Trench Crusade, and stuff like that. So let's do that. And Birthday Girl is on the lurk. Birthday Girl comes in, has Happy Birthday sung to her, and then goes off and lurks. Right, so like those new marauders going up on other. Oh my god, War Master, don't. Oh, I can't get into nuns at the moment. Just not inspiring me. What about this nun? What about that nun? Does that nun inspire you? Ah, hello. Yeah, the Marauders are really bloody nice, aren't they? The Marauders are really nice. What do we do about the Marauders? Because that's absolutely categorically. I hope the Arcane Journal is good as well, and I hope the Arcane Journal has ways to have at least 2 dragons. Because, like I was saying, do I need the new Marauders, Chris? I do, yeah. I'm definitely going to put them on my throne list. The Marauders Arcane Journal, that chaos worshipping Marauder army that I wanted to do in Old World, it now just needs those Chaos Marauders in it, doesn't it? Because they're amazing. If sisters were dressed in black gothic Lolita dresses with blindfolds, then the nuns will inspire me. I like the model, but not feeling it at the moment. That's all right, dude. Yeah, the new Marauders are lovely. Happy birthday, Purples! Yay! Happy birthday, Purples! I did a happy birthday song. I did a happy birthday song to Purples right at the beginning of the stream. So she had a happy birthday, Purples, happy birthday, Purps, happy birthday, Purples, a happy birthday, Purps song, which was quite cool. So she's had a song sung to her. There we go. Let's just make sure all the dust is off that. Whee! Happy birthday, Purples. Happy birthday, Purps. Happy birthday, Purples. Happy birthday, Purps. There we go. For your future Scripture Guardian, no, I haven't. We saw your... Oh, did you see Glorfindel? Yay! Fantastic, Trench Crusade. That's going to be your Scripture Guardian. Oh, yeah, that's quite cool. Yeah, I quite like that.
Too.
He's quite cool. He's quite cool. Yeah, I quite like him. Well, if you've got the file, throw it up in the Trench Crusade folder, dude. We saw Chris Mini in person. Did you like it? Laura also picked a Middle Earth. Oh, what did you get? What did you get? It was very fancy. That took a long time to paint, that did. Took a long time to paint. Nice title, nice thumbnail. Good luck with the model. Thank you very much, Rift. Thank you very much. Happy Life Day too. Happy Life Day indeed, Mr. Spike. Spiky Spike Spike. Yeah, Spiky. How cool was that? How cool was that? That army list with just like 11 Doom wheels. It was awesome. No, it was wank. Oh, great. Cheers. Thanks, Mannerings. You got Hera. Nice. Which one? Because isn't there about 3 different Heras? Which Hera did you get? I loved Hera. I thought I was super excited when all that kind of happened. Hera is such a pretty model. Oh, Hera's a lovely model. Hera's a really nice model. I 100% agree with that. Happy birthday, Purples. Happy birthday, Pups. Happy birthday, Purples. Happy birthday, Pups. In Stream Gallery. Oh, the Hera model. Okay, cool. Give me a second. Give me 1 second because I've just put paint on my brush. Oh, it's very quiet. We need some music, don't we? And this is nothing like what it's going to look like in the end. Need to make this absolutely glow, so this is going to be a whole stream in of itself at some point. It's just a box, I haven't opened it yet. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, but where's Discord? There's Discord. Discord is blue. Whee. Oh my word, you got a goblin thing as well. Oh, Daughter of Helm, look at her. Yeah, it's a lovely model. I love this model. It's such a cool model. I think it's such a cool model. I had the artwork, the Hera artwork from the promotion as my phone screen for a while. I thought it was awesome. She's fab. So yeah, that's really, really cool. Oh, whiskey! I love this whiskey. I love that as a colour scheme. I think that's really nice, and I love that not enough people do this. So not enough people do this where they have the same colour but different saturations of it. I've done it very recently on a model which you will all see on Warcom soon, where I did 2 different greens. I did like a yellow green and then a blue green on the same model. It looks really cool, and it's a really easy. It's such an easy way to make the model look diverse. I did it on my Wood Elves. I need to do it on my Imperial Guard. I'm going to get my Imperial Guard out soon again because Cult of Paint are doing a where is it? Cult of Paint are doing a super heavy challenge where everybody's painting like massive, big, super heavy things. Which is going to be really, really cool. So I'm going to dig out. I'm going to dig out the Macarius that I've got for my City Fight Imperial Guard army, which will be really, really cool. Pro tip on that note: start using different browns and blacks for your leathers and dart bits. Yes, is Monday Gallery Day? If so, I promise to have something in for next week. Every day is Gallery Day. Sexy Science Hannah, every day is Gallery Day. I have a stream gallery here specifically to say thank you to all you who support me and subscribe and everything. So whenever you have anything to show, like for instance, and you're going to love this, Sexy Science Hannah, like for instance, Teeny Tiny's Halfling Bretonian army. Teeny Tiny's is a badass Green Knight. Look at this one. This is Morgana Le Fay, the Queen of the Cake. She's got a cake. How long did Glorfindel take? 6 weeks, dude. 6 weeks. Yeah, that one took 6 weeks. To be fair, both of them took 6 weeks. The first one took probably 5.5 weeks because I had to go in and get a replacement for the cape, which was broken when I got it. 6 weeks is silly fast. Yes, it is a bit fast. However, the model's tiny and it's not that good. It can't have been that good because it didn't win a Golden Demon. So I should have put a little bit more effort into it. But I like painting that scale. I think I'm more comfortable painting tiny scale than I am painting large scale stuff. Having said that, I am really looking forward to doing the Golden Demon Wartrike. So when that comes out, I'm going to try and do that in a similar tiny detail fashion. Lots of tiny details over it, but trying not to over busy it, kind of thing. So that should be really, really good fun. That is currently at 74%, which is quite cool. It took 6 weeks. That one took 6 weeks, and then the other one I have taken off the plinth because I've got a second plinth here which I was going to redo, and then I accidentally scuffed it down there, so kind of ruined it. Golden Demon Fire Raptor. No, this is a Raven Guard Storm Eagle. I'm not doing a Golden Demon Fire Raptor. I'm doing a Golden Demon Wartrike. I'm not doing a Fire Raptor. If I was to do a Fire Raptor, I would do it Imperialis scale. Can you get a Fire Raptor in Imperialis? There we go. Yeah, that would be quite cool to do one of those. I do have the Eldar vampire. I got that when it just before because it was only out for like a week, wasn't it? So I do have one of those over there. Golden Demon Fire Raptor when? Can it be a Storm Eagle? Because I think the Storm Eagle's cooler than the Fire Raptor. Anyway. I don't know. Maybe the Fire Raptors. If it comes out in plastic, there we go. If it comes out in plastic, then maybe. Where's the throne thing again? Yeah, maybe because it has some guns there, maybe it sorts out the silhouette a little bit. But anyway, has everybody seen these as well? Has everybody seen these dudes? Check these out. There, I added one more to Stream Gallery. Oh, nice. Spiky. Oh, yes, Spiky. Is this getting ready for Dreadsember, did you say? Getting ready for Dreadsember. Yes, Spiky. Oh, yes! Rat Ogres on square bases. Do they rank up okay? They've got a lot of overlap. You're just being a sassy chicken. They don't rank up at all. No, Christopher, they don't rank up at all. Stop bringing that up. Can you add them on? Can you make them? So one of the things that I do when they don't rank up, like for instance this bit here, if he was higher, then this would come over the top of that, and then it would rank up. So have you tried like putting them on slightly like high, like putting these ones on slightly higher bases so that this kind of tucks on top of that and stuff, and then you have like variation in the unit through height. They're already glued, but I can remount them. Nice. He's always a sassy chicken. I'm a sassy chicken. They're just 3D printed bases, and I can cut them off. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things that I do. If I am struggling to rank them up, I will add like little bits of height and try and work out how they can rank up with a bit of height difference as well. But these look, they're just going to look amazing, dude. They're fab. I like them a lot. Yeah, really, really cool. Really cool. Tactical Rocks to the rescue. How many Doom wheels have you got? Can you only have like 2 Doom wheels in Old World? Are they limited per 1,000 points, Doom Wheels? You have 0 Doom Wheels. I really like the Doom Wheel model. How cool are these? Look at these. Rah, ba 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 ba. Rah, ba 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 ba. Rah. Drill, drill, drill. Pew, pew, pew. Rah. Smash, smash, smash. Slippy, slippy. The Doom Wheel's not a unit I'd usually use. Oh, small halflings rank up nice. Do we want to know what shall... Right, okay, so the challenge here is trying to rank up a unit which is far too big for its base. And that's an adequate challenge. That's a really cool challenge. Trying to rank up models which overhang the base. Like, so you've got to make sure that this tail here slides nicely underneath this arm here, so that it can rank up, and the tail can come in here, and then that can go over the top, and they fit together. And then you come to this bit here, and you've got to make sure that this arm here slots just behind this arm here, so maybe this one's rotated a little bit, and then it drops in at the back there, so it's nicely ranked up. Or alternatively, you can have an army of halflings which only take up like 1/10 of the size of the base. Oh dear. Some of the later Warhammer Fantasy Battle models are particularly egregious for it. For overhanging, yeah, and I was terrible. I was really bad because I didn't like skeletons being all regimented, because skeletons are all over the place. So I would put weapons coming out at all different angles when I built my skeletons, and then they never ranked up. They were a nightmare, and I tried to be a bit better about it when I did my Tomb Kings this time round. And I succeeded in various... look how much space! Look how much space there is! Fantastic. I succeeded in various amounts this time around with the skeletons. Most of them rank up pretty well. Where there's just no way whatsoever to rank them up. It's max 2 for Doom Wheels in Old World. Old World is a bit better since they up the base sizes. Yes, that is very, very true. However, it still doesn't particularly help the way I've done my skeletons. They're still sort of... The weapons are still like all at different angles. They're going to be frolicking through a lovely meadow. Now, question: Are you going to put? Are you going to use tufts, or are you going to sprinkle static grass on the bases? Because sprinkling static grass on the bases would be quite cool. And also, if you want a sneaky trick to make the static grass stand up, you get a balloon, rub it on your hair to create some static electricity, and then hover the balloon. Once you've stuck the grass on the base, hover the balloon across the top, and the grass will all stick up towards the balloon. It's a really cool, sneaky way of making the grass stand up straight. But that would be really cool if you just like covered it in static grass and had them in like a proper like green lush meadow with like little flower tufts and everything around it. That'd be awesome. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Looked out in my Skaven type box because Games Workshop accidentally put in 2 sprues of Storm Fiends instead of 1. No way! So I ended up with 6 Storm Fiends instead of the 3 that were supposed to be in there. Fantastic. Going to use the Mediterranean basing stuff and add flowers and bits. Fantastic. Brilliant, teeny tiny. Brilliant, teeny tiny. Can't wait to see it. It's going to be so much fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so these have just been revealed as well. What are these called actually? The Myrmidon Destructor Host. The Tagmata Omnisire are the martial forces of Mechanicum of Vassal, cybernetic warriors, automata, and war machines. The Skitarii Legion is receiving a host in the form of the battle. Oh, recently revealed battle pilgrims. Okay. Oh, these ones are those ones. Okay, and then the enemies of Mars, but things are getting worse with the Myrmidon Destructors. So these are the Myrmidon Destructors. They're really cool. These, if you're an Iron Warrior or an Iron Hands player, these are right up your street, because that torso, stick a Space Marine helmet on there, that torso is absolutely bloody perfect for Iron Hands and Iron Warriors. These are just going to be used for character conversions everywhere with Iron Hands and Iron Warriors, because you just change that head, stick a Space Marine helmet on that, and then put like appropriate weapons on it, and it's just a space. They're fantastic. How chunky are they? I love them to bits. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. The Astartes is going to be mad when they see mechs are embezzling shoulder pads. They're really cool. Teeny creates enough static electricity on her own. She regularly hears the discharge. I think actual static grass might drive me mad and be a bit tall. You can get static grass in all different sizes, so you can get like 2mm, 3mm, 2mm, 4mm, 6mm, 8mm. I wish the Space Marine Centurions looked as cool as these Admech ones. Oh, Centurions would be awesome, wouldn't it? I kind of like Centurions. I'm one of the weird people who likes the Centurions. I like them. I would like to paint las cannon Centurions in Deliverer red for my Raven Guard. I think it would be amazing. I'm going to use them because they are very Imperial Fists. What, Centurions? Yeah, Centurions for Imperial Fist work as well. I want some, like the Deliverer stuff for my Raven Guard, I kind of want to use as the fire support, apart from obviously the Assault Terminators. So anything that's got like long range guns on it, I'm going to kind of trickle in like red colour schemes for those. So Centurions with las cannons, I really want to do. I really want to do a unit of 3 of those for the Raven Guard. I think it would be cool. Yeah, these are fab, aren't they? They're fab. And we're going to get another Journal Tacticus Skitarii. I think these are really cool. Are there any other articles that have come out today? Adventurous Guide to Warhammer Quest, Dark Water, the basic rules, and then you've obviously got the Chaos Marauder designer notes. They're coming out next week. Pre-order Caesar Battle Force, so you can get some Battle Force stuff. Yeah, and then all the really cool heroes from Dark Water. Assault Term is next week. I wanted the Crux box. My friend bought one on eBay and I'm worried it won't show up. Oh no! Yeah, the Crux box was the Crux box. I really like the Crux box. Yeah, I really like the Crux box. Well, I guess that depends on the Assault Termi box price. That's true. Not a big savings, more of a FOMO thing, I think. I think it will be a big savings. Darktide Arbites made me buy the Arbites Kill Team for use as enforcers in Necromunda. Shakes fist. Damn you, Games Workshop, and your web of media. It's the amount of kind of crossover stuff is nuts, isn't it? Like the Necromunda's a nightmare for that, an absolute nightmare for that, because you could. So there we go. Get some music on before Perps get back and shout at me. You can so easily swap things across game styles or factions, and yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? It's hard work. It's hard work being a Warhammer player. There's so much. Right, there we go. Now, do we keep? Question is, do we keep this base? Do we keep this base? I think we probably do. I think it's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad, right? And I like that that is behind the silhouette of her body. And then I can have the bullets ejecting out of there, which would be really cool. So we need a big pile of bullets down here, don't we? Just like a big pile of bullets, just piled up with bullets. It would be quite fun. You'd argue against. She's a centerpiece in her own right, and the ruins takes away from her. Do-do-do-do. Need to clean up a little bit of that there. I suppose this is for gaming and not competition. Oh god, yeah. Have you seen it? Have you seen the paint job on it? It's definitely not for competition. It's just for like being smart. It's just a nicely painted model. I don't particularly differentiate. The only things I differentiate between like gaming, display, and stuff like that is Golden Demon. Vermin Lord Orion. That must be practical to remove dust particles from your hobby area. It must be practical to remove. Yeah. Just have teeny tiny like waft a hand across your hobby area, and all the dust just goes straight up into her hands. Just static electricity everywhere. Vermin Lord to Orion. That would be super cool, wouldn't it? That would be super cool. Super cool. Vermin Lord to Orion. We need a cool Orion model. Okay, so I need to clean up that little bit there. And probably put a cherub up here again, like I did with the last one. Have that cherub up at the top again. That'd be quite cool. Someone find me a Ketrek throat bite. What the bloody hell is a Ketrek throat bite? Is that a Skaven special? Oh, is that the dude that was the Warhammer Celebration model? Like when they do like store birthdays and stuff. It's the Adepticon Skaven. Chris and chat, when you are painting an army, what is the most minis you'll paint in one batch? A cohort, if you will. It depends massively on the army. When I did my Raven Guard, I was painting 30 models at once. But tends to be. I know I'm a little bit weird. Tends to be like if I've planned it all, I will quite happily paint the whole army at once. But it tends to be around 10 if I'm doing army painting. Like my Tomb Kings, I was painting 40 at once because I was doing 40 skeletons. I was wondering if 10 was too much. Depends on your mindset. Depends how stressed you get. Is that the right word? Anxious? I don't know. Did my clan rats 10 at a time? It depends how kind of overwhelmed you start feeling if you have like 40 models in front of you that you got to paint. You're constantly anxious. I mean, that answers that then. 5. Paint 5 models at a time. Done. You would, yeah, because I was painting 40 skeletons. I had 40 skeletons there. Like all my Raven Guard for Horus Heresy, I was doing 30 Space Marines at the same time. And that wasn't even airbrushed either. That was all brush painted. So yeah, if you just get anxious about things like that, then just do 5. Like there's no reason to push yourself to do more than 5. Absolutely no reason to push yourself to do more than 5. Like even if you want to do 3, you're going to paint half a Space Marine at a time. Fine, absolutely fine. I'll do the left side, and if that goes well, I'll do the right side. I would do top and bottom, because then you've got the waist to break it up. So I would do the legs, stop at the waist, and then if that works, then do the torso. Like, it's very difficult to do left side, right side. That's less ridiculous. Do front and then maybe the black, like professional YouTubers do. What are you trying to say, Spike? What are you trying to say? You trying to say I don't paint the back of models? Painted the back of Golden Demon models, thank you very much. Right, so we need to crack on. We need to crack on with some silver. There it is. When was the last time you did a Golden Demon model? 2 years ago. Well, no, I've painted models for Golden Demon since then. I just haven't finished them. So I have painted like the back of the Inquisitor that we're painting. Painted the back of that. Painted the back of some Necromunda models that I was kind of half planning on doing for Golden Demon. Stop trying to make me feel bad for not painting the back of models, everybody. You make me cry. Okay, I've got to ready to work. No worries. Happy Life Day. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy being awesome day, everybody. It's time to be awesome. Stay strong, stay strong, stay strong, and get 11 Doom Wheels. I love that. I love that. That's the kind of army I love. Like I really like massive infantry armies. Like I love massive infantry armies. But then I also love like just spamming one really cool model. Just find the cool model that you really like in the codex, in the army book, and just do it 11 times. I'd love to do an army like that. But I do definitely need to crack on with I want to do a video on the Imperial Guard. Why 11 times exactly? Oh, it was just that the army list that did really well at the weekend, the Skaven army list that did really well in the weekend had 11 Doom Wheels, so I was just referencing that. It doesn't have to be 11 times at all. For some reason, the Doom Wheel in AOS is only 100 points, so 11 of them is just 1100 points, and then you can have 900 points of other stuff. And also because AOS doesn't have the stupid rule of 3 that 40k does, which is one of the worst rules that 40k has ever written. And it's a great representation of a massive bandage that they put on the game when they couldn't figure out how to make things not overpowered if you could take 4 of them. So that was the Hive Tyrant. A Hive Tyrant issue. People were taking 6 Hive Tyrants, flying Hive Tyrants, because they were really difficult to kill. And if you couldn't kill one of them, you didn't stand a chance of killing 6 of them. So people took 6 Hive Tyrants. So then they were like, oh no, we can't do that. Let's do... I know, you can only do 3. I think I get point of painting Doom Wheels after the 5th or so. Well, like, sadly, the army was probably like really, really quickly slap chopped. And if it wasn't, I apologise massively. But like I can imagine doing 11 Doom Wheels and having the idea and spending like a really inordinate amount of time converting and reposing and making like some of them jump over piles of warp stones, some of them jumping off rocks and jumping over mountains and running through goblins and all that lot, like converting them all up so they all look different. I can imagine that and it just looking really cool as an idea, but I can also imagine that's probably not what the army looked like, but it was a cool idea. It didn't occur to them that maybe that means the Hive Tyrant was a bit too good. Yeah, the issue with 40k is that if the Hive Tyrant's a bit too good and they tone it down a little bit, then something else just becomes too good. And they were really struggling to cope with that, so they just made it so that blanket you can only use 3 of these. It's really, I really hate the rule for that reason. Like if I want to run 6 Hive Tyrants, I should be able to run 6 Hive Tyrants. However, having said that, Old World is really cool, and Old World has a way of limiting armies, in that you can only take like 1 per 1,000 points of this model, and you have to have 50% in core, and you're only allowed to have 25% special. So how many does that make? It's like my Ushabti army that I wanted to run. It's really difficult to actually fit in the game because of army list writing limitations, which is where I suppose AOS is really, really good, because you don't have that limitation, you just have the game limitations in itself. And because everything can kill everything in AOS, because it's not toughness based, it's just like save restricted. Killing things in AOS is literally just save restricted. If has something got a good save and lots of wounds, or not a very good save and not many wounds, because any unit can roll exactly the same against all the other units it's attacking, because it's just hit and wounds are the same, so it doesn't lean towards. It's got less of a power hype, and it starts to become a bit more like points efficiency. Yes, troop styles. Like that's one of the armies I love, is infantry, like infantry heavy armies, which is one of the reasons why I never started Imperial Guard, because they're like the ultimate infantry heavy army, right? So I've talked about this before, and then fortunately Games Workshop sent me loads of Imperial Guard. I'm like, well, there's the excuse. Like the ultimate infantry based heavy army, I now have lots of infantry for. So I got myself a second box. I bought myself a second box, halved it with a friend who wanted the Codex, and now I have like 120 Imperial Guardsmen. And it just looks amazing, so I definitely want to revisit that at some point. So I need to figure out a paint workflow to do lots of Imperial Guard reasonably quickly and make them look really cool in that city fight dark blue and black urban camo. And I think that's going to be one of the next videos I do on YouTube. I'll try and figure that out over Christmas, I think. I was watching Cult of Paint. Cult of Paint have done about 4 different Imperial Guard videos, and I was just kind of watching them, trying to clarify some ideas that I had in my head. This morning, actually. Movement trays. Yeah, I don't have a problem with moving them. I did a Necron. That was one of my favourite Necron armies. My favourite Necron army was 40 Necron warriors and 60 Immortals. That was the army that I took to the London Grand Tournament. And went 4-1 with. That was really good fun. That looked really badass. Oh, Hook and Pin, how are you doing, lovely, lovely Hook and Pin? We were talking about you earlier. How are you? How's your day going? I'll show you something in a second. Thank you very much for the bits, that's really kind of you, thank you. Happy Monday, happy Monday. My work day has been utterly pants. Oh no, well you're home now. Perp's birthday, it is. She is currently lurking in a meeting, but it is Perp's birthday. And this arrived. So thank you very much. We gave you a shout out earlier. Thank you very much, Hook and Pin. Really, really cool. So this has arrived, and then we also have all the suggestions for painting. So we got like
rude alert, abandoned
yay!
shop. This is not a daffodil. Repeat, this is not a daffodil.
This is not a daffodil. Avian, how are you doing? Yeah, we've got all the different, like vampiric flesh is a lovely tone, as is off-white actually. As is a deep purple. So we got all these different skin tones that we can paint. So we're going to play around with that very, very soon on some of the demons for Trench Crusade. So again, thank you very much to Hook and Pin for grabbing this off my throne list. You can do !throne. In fact, I'll do that in chat very quickly. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hook and Pin's done it. You do need Tenebrous Grey. Tenebrous Grey is a lovely, lovely colour. Yeah, it's a really, really nice. It's a really nice kind of dark purpley, like browny. Look at that. It's a great colour. It's a really cool colour. So that's going to be fab for glazing. I don't know how well. I haven't tried glazing these paints yet. I don't know whether they glaze as well as the Citadel ones, but yeah, that's a really, really nice colour. So goth. Got a game on Sunday, a 1v1 tied up on the end of the 4th. I did pick up Army Painter's Terrestrial Titan, I'm really loving that, but Tenebrous fits in as a darker tone. Yeah, it's a really nice, rich, it's a rich dark tone. Like a lot of the time when you get dark tones, not particularly the Games Workshop ones, because Games Workshop do it really well, but a lot of the times when you find dark tones on paints, they will be desaturated. Like things like that, for instance. That one's Burnt Umber, so that's a dark brown. That's quite desaturated for a dark brown. And then Games Workshop, of course, do things like Rhinox Hide, which is which is a really nice colour. Although, as it's been pointed out recently, it is a little bit grey. So, just cleaning up that little bit of overspray on the bottom. Just polish that off. There we go. So yeah, 3 players, 1500 point battle royale. Oh, amazing, Avian, amazing. A lot of dark tones are desaturated. Yes, well, when you put black in colours, like that's where you get the desaturation. Black desaturates colours, as does white, which is why dark colours, when they do have paints that are darker colours, they are slightly desaturated. Which is why that tenebrous grey is really nice, because it's not a desaturated. It's quite a nice, rich, dark, kind of purpley brown. Purpley brown grey. It's fab. It's really nice colour. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, chocolate from the Cult of Paint is Rhinox Hide without the grey. Rhinox is hands down one of my favourite browns to use. Yes. Yeah, I've been using it today actually along with Morvenn Brown, so it's coming out really well. Rhinox Hide works really well over black, however it doesn't work well to darken things down in of itself, because it does have that grey in it. Has your brain yes, they have, thank you very much. It was only that day, Hawk and Pin. I cleared myself up in the morning. Rhinox is probably the best brown paint on the market currently. So yeah, how's everybody doing anyway? Are we all okay? Again, thank you very much, Hook and Pin, for the throne gift. That was really kind of you. And we were talking about a few of the other things. We got the Golden Demon War Tricon there, which I'm kind of planning on doing it like really micro, not like micro expression, but like lots of micro marks on there, because I really like painting the Middle Earth models with the kind of like the really tiny micro marks on it. So the Golden Demon War Trike on my throne list is going to be used for that. So I'm going to try and do it in lots of kind of micro mark style, which will be fun. Excited to try the chocolate brown. Yes, for sure. Definitely want to try and get hold of that. Yeah, how's everybody's Monday going? Are we all having a good day? Yeah, thank you, Christine. That was very kind of you. You bought an executioner thinking it was a lancer, so first and second turn walk through the weapon options and only chose those weapons that lined up with the lancer, except the assault, then play the rest of the weapons as they would be. Tank rocks anti-personnel. I think I will have to magnetise my next tank. Yeah, I do. That's one of the only times I do magnetise. Like, I don't tend to magnetise infantry, because if I want infantry with different weapons on, I'll just buy the kit again. But tanks kind of make sense. I do tend to magnetise my tanks. Work out how to magnetise them. I've magnetised my Kratos for Horus Heresy. That's cool though, Avian. Sounds like you had a good time. I am going to do some Imperial Guard YouTube videos very soon. I want to do two basically. I want to do 2 Imperial Guard videos. I want to do one showing how I convert the Chimera Russ, and then also I want to do one with the colour scheme for the, I can't remember what it is. Is it 100? I want to say 135th, but then I also want to say 152nd, and I'm sure both are wrong. What company is the City Fight? The blue urban camo City Fight book that came out in the City Fight Codex. that Karl Kopinski did the artwork for. I can never remember. Well, I can remember. It's just that I've not thought about it for a while, and I've forgotten what the company is. But I have so many other stuff on the go. I want to build and paint a tank. I've got a couple of those Imperial Guard tanks are kind of half done, and they look really good. I just need to kind of finish off all the kind of the chipping and the battering and things on it. It's been really stressful at work for my place at present, because we work with the new build sector. A lot of people moving into the new homes, but we're needing to sort of before moving in. Oh no, the cover art by Karl Kopinski, a prominent feature. 122nd, there we go, 122nd. Perfect. 122nd. So that's the scheme I want to do. But you've got to be really careful doing camo, because camo in of itself is designed to break up flat areas, right? So if you paint really accurate camo on a model, it makes the model look terrible because you're breaking up all the areas that need to have readability. So you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to be camouflaged on it, and you have to do the camo kind of badly so that it works on the model. So that's what I'm mentally umming and ahhing about which parts, and I think I want to do the fatigues. I think I'll do the fatigues with a bit of camo, and then everything else is just going to be really plain, simple, dark blue or black, or red as well, because they've got red on the shoulder pads, haven't they? Yeah, once I've kind of figured out, and also how to do the camo. So once I've figured all that out, that'll be really, really good fun to do a video for, I think. There's my throne list. My throne list has popped up again in chat if you want to go and have a look. Of course you don't have to, because just hanging out in Twitch chat is more than enough. Thank you very much, everybody. You really want to do the Malkador. So I've got the Macarius, which I need to finish kind of cleaning up. And I put it like a little Cadian dude in the driving seat. Who looks really cool. But I haven't got a Malkador. I was trying to keep like all the tanks like city fight orientated, so they've got like rotator cannons and Punisher cannons and heavy bolters and things like that, because they're all driving around the streets, right? So none of them have really got big las cannons. I think one of them's got a battle cannon. I've done a couple of chimeras with flamer, like hellhounds. So I've done a chimera with a hellhound. But yeah, I need to get one chimera kit. That would be my thing, and then I can do the video again, which would be great. Right, I need a very quick bio break. I'm going to nip off and do a very quick bio break. I might make a cup of tea at the same time, actually. And then when I get back, we can carry on with this. Just need to drop a black glaze in there because I've missed a little bit on the silver. There we go. Perhaps it's not a question for Chris. Perhaps more direct to chat. Would a Horus Heresy Talon army be militia or auxilia? I think militia would be more in theme of the novels. Second, would Death Court or Krieg be appropriate for the handful of models on foot? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question for chat. Right, answer Avian's question in chat, and then when I get back, I will read through them all and see what you all think, because I'm really curious what the answer to that is going to be. So yeah, drop everybody drop answers to Avian's question in chat there, and I'll read them when I get back. 2 secs. Welcome back. Right. Shall we go find what's the answer? What's the answer? What have you all been coming? Oh my god, there's loads of chat about this. Okay, this is great. Okay, so not a question for chat. Would a Horus Heresy Talon army be militia or auxilia? I think militia would be more in theme of the novels. Second, would Death Corps be appropriate for a handful of the models on foot? I'd imagine more akin to militia rules-wise. Solar were the elitist of the elite as far as human solars. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Very unhelpful opinion is that anything you want to do is my default appropriate. Yeah. Cindy's just like, yeah, do it. But as for Death Corps of Krieg in a Talon army, the aesthetic wouldn't really work without heavy conversions. I'd probably use Ash Waste Gangers for Necromunda as a base model instead. That's a good call. And then just kind of mend up their fit a little bit. Dots of putty. Model-wise, it's a Talon before the planet was virus bombed or after. Some background. Talon had the biggest tank battle in the Horus Heresy. The planet was virus bombed by Peter Turbo. So during the battles, the atmosphere was so toxic, even the Marines had problems with the air. Shortly after the bombardment. Okay, so Talon was not Talon of 40k. It was a big depot of mothballed materials and tanks. In which case, I'd imagine the gas mask, big trench coats, etc. from the 40k Krieg models would be fitting. Precisely why I thought Krieg would be the best option. This sounds really cool. The loyal forces were still organised well enough that you'd imagine they'd have equipped human regiments with as good of protective equipment as they could manage at the time. Ashways Nomads have gas masks and coats too. I figured it would be a tank heavy with a sprinkling of foot sloggers to represent people who bailed out of the tanks for APCs. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, okay. They already have that Middle Eastern aesthetic. At least a subtle desert army vibe. Yeah, like you can do a lot of it in painting, can't you? Like if you painted the Krieg as with a Talon camo, it instantly kind of gives that vibe. I don't know whether you're doing the same thing as me in terms of having to have the models instantly inform the viewer as to what they are, which is what I was struggling with my homebrew stuff, like the Dark Pharaons and stuff. It didn't instantly tell the viewer at all what they were. So I don't know whether you're having that idea of I need the viewer to instantly kind of understand or have an idea what this army is without me having to go, well, actually, it's blah, 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 from this period of time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think painting the Krieg in that desert camo style with all the tanks and everything, I think it would fit. I think it'd look really, really cool. Talon wasn't really desert-like during that time, though Sinister. Oh, okay. Well, that completely ruins that thought process that I had then. That kind of came later. Some of the toxicity in the sludge had settled. Krieg and Talon are both very iconic-looking armies. Ashweights might work for the later battle, though they would be starting with a surplus chemical warfare, then shift into the stopgap methods later. I think I will have to read the short stories again. Yeah, sounds cool. When you do, come back and tell me what you think. The Middle East aesthetic occurred because the virus bombing turned Talon into arid climate. So over the 10,000 years, the society changed. I believe it was quite verdant beforehand, but my memory might have been playing tricks on me. Before the virus bombing, it was a lush green planet. If you paint Krieg models in Talon colours, it will just look like the 19th Krieg. Yeah, there we go. Right. Oh, that sounds cool. I like where your thought process is going there, Avian. I like this. It sounds cool. This sounds good. Oh, that's lovely. That's a lovely cuppa. That's a really nice cuppa. Always remember the cardinal rule. Whatever you want to do is the correct thing to do. Yeah, I mean that is a cardinal rule. There we go. It is a cardinal rule. However, I do have to have some sort of justification to that cardinal rule. Like I can't just paint my Space Marines pink and say, well, they're Barbie Marines or something, because they need to have some sort of they need to inform the viewer. For me, I need to be able to tell the story. I need to tell the story in what the viewer is looking at. Oh, it's Atari! Big coat time. Does it look like I've got a big coat on? I've got a hoodie on. I've got a hoodie on because it is a bit chilly. Yeah. Same, I'm just clarifying that I'm not saying Krieg models is the wrong choice. I mean, what does a recent virus bomb planet look like? What's wrong with pink Barbie Marines? Nothing is wrong with pink Barbie Marines. Just verbalising what choices would go through my head. Yes, totally. I think it's how you approach the hobby, isn't it? Because like I've been saying with the Nurgle, the recent Nurgle, I really like, because there's less comical comedy about them, and they're a little bit more. They're just kind of shifted, only slightly. Like the vibe of them has shifted a bit more to a John Carpenter Thing-esque body horror vibe than it has to comical Nurglings, like wiggling around with tentacles as penises kind of thing. So I like that. And that's the hobby I like. That's the kind of the aesthetic and the vibe and the look and everything that I like. So that translates into my hobby, that whatever I do has to read to the viewer and explain to the viewer, and the viewer needs to be educated, and not really educated, but they need to be explained what I'm trying to.
Look.
Hey Taria, how are you doing? The viewer needs to be given enough information to draw conclusions on what I'm trying to say about the model, on the model. Which is where I really struggled with the Dark Pharaons, because I wasn't portraying what I wanted to say about the models to the viewer without me going, well, these are actually blah 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 blah. Hannah, welcome back. Can I ask your advice on some different concrete bases in the stream gallery? Concrete bases, concrete bases. Now, is this concrete because you've painted them grey, or hang on, where are we? Where's Discord? There's Discord. Because concrete is not grey. Stream gallery. Oh, the Wretched. Oh my god, that's really cool. What's that new horror film that's come out? Keeper. Everybody go watch Keeper. Okay, so concrete. So I would say you need some browns in this. I would say you take this one, because this one is more concretey, but you need some browns in the recesses in terms of this. So you need this sort of pale brown. How do I know that you need this sort of pale brown? Because this is concrete that's been smashed up. So this is concrete. So this is a block of concrete which I've smashed up with a hammer to create the concrete dust. So you need a little bit of this sort of brown in the recesses, for me, because it's too easy just to do grey. And if you just do grey, it just looks like it looks too monotone. So I would, before you do the dry brushing, I would kind of whatever grey you've put on the base, I would put that grey on, and then before it's dried, I would get something like this, a tone like that, and I would blob that and then kind of wet blend it on the base and then let it dry, and then you've got that variation of grey to brown, and then you dry brush the grey over the top. I'd do that. Liquid pigment dust. A lot of things to think about. Thanks, chat, and thanks, Chris. You're welcome, Avian. I want to know what you where you come from. Concrete color is regional depending on the rock. I believe. That's also very true because concrete is made from the rock that is around nearby, kind of thing. So the reason I went with a neutral grey is because it's for my Imperial Fist, and I'd want any light brown because I wanted it to contrast. I think the fact that it's got the kind of the cold grey in there will contrast, and I think a little bit of warmth would kind of tie it in a little bit as well. I will go get my first Moonstone game on Wednesday. No way! Purpley Spot, welcome back. Desaturated yellow can look very tan in certain lighting. But which texture is better? The first one. The first texture is better. I like the first texture. I would just add a tiny little bit of tan into the recesses. Just for kind of colour variety. The friend I printed the Malediction Primal for is also a Moonstone player. Fantastic. Look at Purple's doing all this hobby gaming stuff. Yeah, the first one. I think the first one. Hang on, let's get the picky up again. There we go. So I think this one. Looks good. I like it. Remember, contrast is not just like color contrast. You also have like saturation contrast. You also have brightness contrast as well. So contrast is not that. This is so one of the things that people kind of hyper focus on. Oh, I've painted something yellow, therefore I need to contrast against it, so I need some blue because that's the contrasting color against it. Well, no, because you could desaturate something and contrast in it in value, in saturation, in brightness, all that sort of thing. So I would just add a little bit of tan to this, and I think that would be absolutely perfect. Temperature, value, hue, tone, finish. There we go. Yeah, the finish is an interesting one as well, actually, because you could in the same way that I've done it on these, contrast in finish is really interesting because you could do glossy. There's a model over there which is perfect to show you, and I can't show you. You can do a matte model with a glossy base, and if you have it the same tone, it would still contrast against it because of the finish. So that's a really good one. So I could have a glossy wet base that's the same tone as this, but it would contrast against it because this is matte and that is gloss. So there's all different ways that you can contrast things. And I know Hannah knows this because Hannah's amazing and really, really artsy. Left one is just Astro Granite. The second texture is Pro Acryl Concrete, and it looks much more like concrete at the scale, but it turns out to be scaled up to read. That's why I use liquid and pigment and powder on that. It's super dusty matte finish. Yeah, I really like pigment powders on bases as well. And it's the same with this look. That's why I wanted this all really matte. Like all of this metal is really matte because I knew I was going to have glossy, bright, shiny, wet, red blood all over it. But yeah, pigment powder is perfect for that. If you can find some concrete pigment powder, that would be quite fun to do because you can because the Imperial Fists are obviously going to be very yellow, very glossy yellow. So you can matte down the concrete and have that really matte, and that would really work. So what you might be able to do actually is if you do that Astro Granite finish, Hannah, and then just get some light sienna. If you get some light sienna pigment powder from Vallejo, I've got it somewhere. Where is it? Is it that one? Oh, what a guess. I knew exactly where it was. If you got that, and then you either just rub it in with a brush. So you can either just rub it in with a brush, So you can either just rub it in with a brush like this, and as long as you kind of push it in, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so you can either do that. Let's just get that little bit off there as well. So you can either do that, or if you put a little bit in a thing there, and then you need some method of transportation, right? So you need a medium to carry this onto the model. So if you have a little bit of water and you've turned it into a pigment wash, and then you can transfer that onto the model in certain areas, and then once that's dry, the pigment powder will be left where you've put it, and it will dry very, very, very matte. Like that. So yeah, there we go. 2 different ways you can do it. You can also mix it with, like, I mean, that's just a really, really simple way. This is one of the videos that I need to do. It's on Tari's project list video thing that I need to do. How to do all the different types of ways you can put pigments onto models. So there are sepia spots, but for some reason the iPhone doesn't want to see it. I love the sienna powders from Vahl. Yeah, the sienna powders are lovely. Hey Jem, how you doing? It's high on your to-do list and has been for 18 months, yeah. It's one of those annoying things that I thought I would do. Titanicus, I thought I'd do some Titans using pigment powders and haven't got around to doing it, so I just need to kind of crack on and say, here's some ways that you can use pigment powders. Because there's all sorts of different pigment finishes that you can get in terms of intensity as well, so yeah, I need to plan that one. I need to write them down, and then if I can write them down, because there's about five different ways you can get pigments from pigment powders. 5 different ways you can get them from the tub onto the model, and they all give different finishes. So I need to write them down, and then I need to pick a example model that could be used for them, and then do that. I need to crack on and do that. I'm going to spray some white lines and add some white stickers to bases to add variety. The plan is for it to look like an Imperial Fist Fortress. That sounds really cool. A really, really easy one that you could do, Hannah, is if you got some transfers, just some number transfers, white number transfers, or just get a Space Marine transfer sheet and just pick off some of the white transfers, or like Imperial Fist logo or something like that, and just stick them on the astrogranite once it's been put on, cover them with Microsolve so that they kind of settle and soften into it, and then put the pigment powder on it over the top of that. It'd be brilliant. It would really, really work. That would really work. That would look fantastic. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That's what you're using about. Oh, fantastic! There we go. That sounds really cool. It's Chris painting. Yep, I'm painting this dude. Inquiring minds want to know. Sounds like an interesting rabbit hole. Just went down the rabbit hole looking for seared burnt rock. Nice. Sienna pigment powder bases in stream gallery. Oh, nice.
All hail and Hubble Tarry II, High Empress of all the stuff, ruler of all the castles ever built, painter extraordinaire, super duper extra nice person, and artillery Tarry for Trench Crusade.
Artillery Tarry for Trench Crusade. That's really nice.
Come.
How did you do that base? Because that's really cool. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Tari 2. And then that's the sienna stuff. That's basically the same as what I've done with the concrete and sienna over the top. It looks fab. And then of course you can get the pigment powder to come up the base, come up the model as well, so it ties it in. I really like that. That's really cool, dude. Painted it red and brown, then coated it with thin down sienna powder. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. I might shift my Imperial Guard to something a little bit closer to that. That's really cool. I like that a lot, dude. I like that a lot. Nicely done, man. There we go. That's what we've got. That's what we have the stream gallery for, to show off everybody. Show off everybody's stuff. Layer on layers of powder and airbrush thinner. Yeah, airbrush thinner is another thing that you can do for a medium to carry your powder. Yeah, I need to. I said I was going to get my Imperial Guard down from the loft. I'm going to swap my Tomb King boxes over there, I think, for my Imperial Guard boxes. Drag my Imperial Guard boxes down and start doing some of them. Is it because I'm hungry, or it looks kind of like the commissar is standing on pizza? What kind of guard do I have? 122nd City Fight Cadians. So all my Imperial Guard. Like if you go on my channel, view my channel, videos. If you go on my channel, there's a few on here already. Where's so that's 40k void, 40 mil. There we go. So the Attilan Rough Riders, I turned into Cadian Rough Riders. Look. So I've got Cadian Rough Riders, which is a really interesting change, a really interesting swap. There's my City Fight Urban Rubble. So if I click on that one, I can show you actually on the end, and just mute it because you don't want to hear me. I think I show it at the end. That's the sienna powder. Look, this is the sienna powder being put on. So I do this a similar kind of thing, and oh, look at her. Love her to bits. She's fantastic. There we go. There's the City Fight one that I've already done. So I do the blue fatigues, and then everything else is kind of like a black, and then the red thing. So that's my City Fight stuff. But that's I'll put that link in chat. Copy, paste. There we go. There's a conversation. There's a conversation about making urban rubble bases read more like urban rubble bases in 40k. None of this elite guard infantry in IFV. Wait, what? IFV? Was that Severina Rain? That, my friend, is a great spot. That is, where is it? Come on. Where was she? It's my Lady Solar. There we go. It's my Lady Solar because it's absolutely badass. There she is, look. Because who wouldn't want a Lady Solar? Mud Sludge dang it, thanks Chris. Lurky food has arrived. Ooh, infantry fighting vehicle. Ah, nice. Elite guard infantry. Yeah, no, I've got like I was hang on, let me get the picture. Let me get the picture. So I really like, and we were talking about this earlier in the stream. I really like heavy infantry armies, and obviously the best heavy infantry army is Imperial Guard. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's that one that I did. So I did that one. So that's a kind of a similar thing. That was the recent AdMech stuff that came out. That I did a very quick model for Warcom on. Where's Lady Solar? My Lady Solar. I need to finish because A, she's gorgeous, and B, nobody's done this. There she is. So that's my Lady Solar. And of course, everybody remembers. Everybody remembers Trevor. So yeah. You do like the Kazakin. I'm tempted to do an all-infantry Imperial Fist army, but the Lancer and the Ballistas are too cool. DM me on Discord so I look for it in the closet of shame. Oh, what do you need, Whiskey? She was limited as far as I'm aware. Severina. Yeah, Severina was. Severina was limited. I think I have 2 of her, which is why one of her is on this Lord Solar. It's a piss easy change. Like it's pretty much just her head swap. I've pretty much just swapped her head and then given her a sword and a pistol, kind of given her different arms because the Lord Solar has this sword arm up, and I didn't want that because she's looking this way. Limited drops suck. It was not so much a limited number, it was more a limited period of time. So she went off the shelves eventually. But yeah, this is my Lord Solar, and like I've removed a lot of the armor as well, so it hasn't got the armor plates on here either. So it looks a bit more of a mechanical horse as well, which I think is great. But for instance, she definitely needs finishing up because she's gorgeous, particularly now as well after I've seen the base that I did for her, because the base I think looks great. You want to buy her now. Yeah, I mean that's crap. That was really quickly and badly done, and I just stuck it on one of the bases that I'd already done, so I need to snap him off. But this was one of those, and then she's just gorgeous. She came out super well, and this was a really cold red as well that I did on the cloak. So yeah, I definitely need to finish her up. That would be a really cool little project. Am I going to paint her up in the near future? Probably not. Why not send it to someone who will? Oh, Avian, that's super kind. Yeah, we'll definitely hook Whiskey up. That would be really cool. Definitely. Thank you very much. Guys, that's a really cool thing to do. Thank you very much. That's super kind. Her book is one of the better Warhammer novels too. If I were to do guard, it would be Antari Rifles. Ooh, explain, what are the Antari Rifles? Oh, her Antari Rifles. Severina Rain. So, am I smashing the Antari Rifles in with the 122nd City Fight, seeing as she is leading them on her horse? Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna go grab my Imperial Guard because you've all got me excited about Imperial Guard slowly over the last few weeks. So I will swap my Tomb King army box with the 2 Imperial Guard army boxes that I've got and go through and finish her up and stuff. I did a have I got that picture as well? Hang on. I did a Sentinel. Did you all see the Sentinel? Did I ever finish the Sentinel? Yeah, that's my Severina as well. So I have 2 of them. That was me very, very quickly like throwing down some paints to see what she looked like. Where's the Sentinel? It was a Sentinel conversion that I did because I gave it a canvas top. I used tissue paper, didn't I? I used tissue paper and gave it a canvas top. Can't remember where that picture went. I don't even know whether it's on my Instagram actually. Nebula, I don't think it's in here. Can't remember it being in here. But yeah, the Sentinel was really cool, and the Sentinel was the one that I did. I did like a small version of a tank, and I chose a Sentinel to try and get the colour scheme and everything sorted out. I may turn around and actually finish my squad of 101st. My brain went to the Cadian for some dumb reason. I'm sure I have the Commissar somewhere. It's a regiment she's posted with. They have a Gaelic folklore touch, ton of stories and superstitions, tattoos that play on. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so I gave her a funky pistol. She's got a really cool Admech. I can't remember what model it's from, but she's got a massive, cool, funky looking ornate pistol. But yeah, she's fab, and you can see all the extra bits that I put down on her base so that she had a bit of a urban camo base as well, urban city rubble base. Just an absolute badass. I mean, she looks an absolute badass, doesn't she? Anyway, just flat out absolute badass. She's awesome. And I think she was one of the first ones that didn't have a boob plate, wasn't it? When they brought her out, everybody was celebrating her because she didn't have a boob plate. Yeah, she's fab. We like Severina. Okay, so if I get my Imperial Guard down, that will give me some opportunity to do. It will give me some opportunity to do some pigment videos, city fight tutorial video, and tank conversion video, because I want to do the Chimera Russ, because I hate how the Lehman Russ looks. However, I love how the Chimera looks, so I've smashed them together and made Chimera Russ. I've just basically used the hull from the Lehman Russ and put it between some Chimera tracks, filled in all the gaps with plasticard to make the rest of the tank, and then put the sponsons on it as well, which is really funky. That looks really cool. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So let's do that at some point. Although I do need to pick up a Dreadnought for Dreadcember. You can ask as many dumb questions as you like, dude. You can ask as many dumb questions as you like. Hey, I mean, if you want some competition of dumb questions, I sit here live on the internet and ask Twitch chat dumb questions pretty much every single day. The amount of dumb questions I ask you lot. Can confirm he does. I do. I'm not hiding behind the fact that I go, guys, I've just thought of this. What about this? Or can you all teach me about this, please? I want to join in for Dreadcember. Yes, definitely, Hannah. Definitely join in for Dreadcember. You've easily got an Imperial Fist dude that you can do for Dreadcember. That would be awesome. I'm gonna do a Raven Guard one. You got 2 ballistas to paint, nice. Sinis has got a ballistas, nice. Tar pits, is it doable as a base? I just remembered someone recording a tar pit with gases building up and creating tar rising from the pit. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? You could use tiny little caviar beads for all the bubbles, and put them because you don't want any texture, do you? You just want tar. So you could put them on. You could use like water texture and just flood it with water, and then probably mix some like dark chocolate or something in with the water texture, put it on the base, and then drop some caviar beads in to show the bubbles and stuff. That would be really cool to play around with. Or even just create some areas in the base that you could fill with tar and have the tar bubbling up in like little areas. That would be quite fun as well. That would be quite cool. Like big black tar with a couple of caviar beads. Just drop a couple of caviar beads in there so that they look like bubbles. That would be quite cool. That would be fab. Nice. Da, 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 da. Right, that's really good actually. So whenever anybody asks me a question in chat about doing things and I've already done a video for it, that video I'm going to post on social media again, because I've been like, there's lots of people of course who haven't seen some of my videos that are like 2 or 3 years old, so I think it'd be quite cool to kind of reshare them back out again. I mean, incredibly this one's had like 13,000 views, which is quite cool. So that's quite funky, and 473 likes. Yeah, I will share this one back out on Blue Sky and stuff. I've been trying to do that recently, just when people have been asking me for things. I'm like, oh, I've done a video for that. Here, I will reshare this video out and share an older video, just to try and introduce people in. That is not a bad shout out for references for a base gem. Nice. Thanks for the show. You're welcome, Avian. Of course, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. Tiny beads and UV resin. Yeah, UV resin. That was the thing I was searching for in my head. I had the Vallejo water effects in my head. Caviar beads is what you want to look for. Caviar beads. I've got a big bag of them. They're really cool. I was using them for my Ideneth. I was using for the water on my Ideneth. So if you ever make a wave for your Ideneth, you can put tiny little caviar beads to represent like the white and the bubbles and stuff. It's really, really fun. Yeah, caviar beads. Right. Yeah, okay, I will definitely go and grab my Imperial Guard out of the loft after this. I've got chili again today for dinner, so I'm going to go and make some rice in a little while and do some chili. And then I will scribble down, because I'm trying to do YouTube videos a bit more. Not like seriously, but trying to plan them a little bit more. I'm not doing very well with it, but I am trying. I find YouTube videos very difficult because I'm not as good as some of the people who do YouTube videos on YouTube. Yeah, Avian, you'll have to let us know what your thought process goes like and what you decide and pick up on. What's everybody doing this evening? What are we all doing? I'm going up into the loft to get my Imperial Guard down. What's everybody else doing? What is everybody else doing? I also need to put a 3D print on as well, because I had one fail. I've got a 3D print order that came in at the end of last week, and I put it on print over the weekend and it failed. I think it's because it was too cold, so it was quite cold over the weekend. Space Marine 2 with friends, nice one, Sexy Science Hannah. Nice one. I'm going to start all watching the Gundam and replace the FEP on my 3D printer if I have a spare. Nice. I did that a while ago. I did that a few weeks ago. I'm really trying not to damage it. So I was quite annoyed when this 3D print failed, because obviously you have to do a print plate clean, and that's not particularly good for the FEP. So I was quite annoyed when it failed over the weekend. You know, if they do a Commissar Yarrick, you know, if Yarrick comes back, do you think I could do a Yarrick in 1/22 City Fight colours? That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? That would look really cool. Probably just end up watching anime. Fantastic. Derp, and I can go with Tar. It's kind of a convergence of two projects. My Dark Angels Deathwing based folks who are doing the bombing, and the ones who got bombed, Talon, but not my by the Dark Angels. I think the bases will be quite different though, because I have different colour requirements. Dark Angels need something to offset their black-white, and I go with Tar, perhaps grey tinge with the Talon folks. See, I'm kind of going the opposite for me. Like, I'm sort of doing the same basing for all of my Horus Heresy, so they've all got this kind of concrete, nice and simple concrete scheme, which I think might be quite fun. Right, I think I'm going to go and make some dinner. And the tar does sound good. I like the idea of like little tar pools rather than like the entire base being tar. Because if you have the entire base being tar, you've then got to kind of justify how the Space Marine is walking on it. Like little tar pools would be quite fun. And then you can really go to town when you get like the dreadnoughts on the big bases. You can have like a massive like tar pit in the middle of it, kind of thing. That would be quite fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't even think you have to mess around with even tallish ridges. I think you just have to like just leave a gap in the texture paste when you put it on, and then just fill it with UV resin. I think that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't worry about trying to make it too tall on the base. Height is epic on bases, yeah. Height is epic on bases. Right, everybody. Liquid gel texture paste. It could really work for tart. Nice. Sounds fantastic. I look forward to seeing them. They're going to be great. So we'll try to do a little bit more on Morvenn. We haven't really got anything done on her today, have we? What have we done today? Like thrown a little bit of highlights on the chrome. So we haven't really done too much on her today. We got very distracted doing cool shit. Yeah, fishing line. Don't even dip it in clear glue. You can dip it in the UV resin, because the UV resin will harden around it. I do love building bases. I love building bases. I hit a roadblock when I try and paint the bases, because I end up trying to put in far too much effort and time into painting bases, and that's I've explained this loads of times before, which is why I've started using the 3D printed bases a lot more. But I can't with my Imperial Guard because I've already started and done loads and loads and loads of the bases. That's the massive kind of hurdle and stumbling block when I come to doing stuff. Like, I make all the bases and then I've got to paint all the bases. And do you paint all the bases off the models? And if you paint all the bases off the models, you then got to get them all done before you stick the models on top of them. And then you can't paint all the models on top of them if you're going to use the airbrush. Oh, yeah, it's a whole massive big barrier for me sometimes. Put time into building them, painting them. I would say I am, if I am generous, a tenderfoot with painting and a total noob with basing. Love building. For painting, I generally do a handful of steps. I want them to be painted lower than the model as a form of contrast. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I've spoken about basing loads and loads and loads. Again, that's another cool reason why I quite want to do the inquisitorial stuff, because that's all void bases, which is quite easy to do. I've done a video on doing the void bases. Right. Okay, everybody, have a good one. I will catch you all tomorrow, I think. I'm gonna swap over some army things and go and grab the Imperial Guard. I think that'll be quite fun to just revisit those and have a look at those, and definitely try and finish off Lady Solar as well. That'd be quite fun. Yeah, looking forward to doing that. That would be quite cool. Is there anybody on? No problem if there isn't anybody on. I'll just finish the stream. There is nobody on. Oh, Cryo's on. There we go. Do a bunch of Imperial Guard stuff for Janu Army. Yeah, that's quite cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do some because we've obviously got Dreadsember, so I can maybe I can chip away some of the bases on the Imperial Guard over Christmas, because there's so much going on the bases. Oh, it's such a barrier. Right. Anyway. Yeah. So have a really cool evening, everybody. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out on. Is that right? Did I spell that right? Yes. Thanks very much for hanging out on Purple's birthday stream. Do I have a dreadnought? Yes, I've got the Deliverer's Dreadnought for Raven Guard. Well, I've got 2 Dreadnoughts for the Raven Guard already. Neither of them have arms yet, which is the issue. Yeah, I do have 2 Dreadnoughts for Dreadsember. Right. Catch you later, everybody. Take care. Have an amazing time. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I mispronounced Drakari Sember. Your Dreadnought sure do have a purdy mouth. See you later, everybody. Have a good evening. Thanks very much for hanging out. I'm tired now. Wow. I'm tired. I've done